What is happening, bros and girls? So after much delay, I finally have the time to properly show you all what my current workspace and gaming setup is, including a desk tour and an overview of my audio equipment, as well as my photography and video gear. To start things off, I'll first let you know that I designed my setup with work as a first priority and gaming second. Work first because it must increase my productivity since I do a lot of my work from home. So obviously time equals money, and this setup needs to help me roll in the dough first and foremost. So this may not be the best dedicated gaming setup, but for me it's perfect as it blends both work and play together. I also try to keep it as clean and uncluttered as possible because messy shit really bugs me. For almost all of my gear, I should have a review and or an unboxing video for them, and I'll list it in the description as well as sometimes in the annotations. Also, I know there is a stereotype that tech enthusiasts and or gamers are all horrendously obese, sedentary blobs, or skinny minis who haven't touched a weight or an exercise in their life, but I will respectfully let you know that I am neither high in body fat percentage, nor will I blow over in a gust of wind. So without further blubbering, here's my setup for spring 2012. I tried to make it detailed enough to answer any questions that's been asked on my videos and via private messages. And make sure you stay till the end because just for kicks, I've ended with some pictures of what my setup used to look like before I renovated and overhauled my workspace. And just as a warning, it was pretty damn ghetto. So since this is a desk tour, we'll start off with the desk that I'm actually using. It's the Vika system from IKEA, or Vika system. The tabletop is the Vika Amman in black-brown color, I believe. The legs are Vika Curry, and I got an add-on drawer unit called the Vika Alex. The Vika system is all do-it-yourself, but for something you put together on your own, it is pretty sturdy. Moving along to what's on top of the desk, and we'll start from left, make our way right. The first thing you'll see is my Sony Ericsson Xperia Arc. It's a single-core phone, so it's not the absolute best, but of the single-core phones, it's one of the fastest, and in the 3 months that I've had it, I've never noticed any lag so far. The next thing you'll see is my Guess watch. It's semi-casual, semi-dressy, so I can use it both at work and when I go out. The next thing is my Tiffany's bracelet that I got from work. In case you were wondering, yes, that is a guy's bracelet. Next thing is a ring. And next to that is my old phone, my Motorola Milestone / Droid. It's more of a backup phone now, and I also use it to control my AR drone when I play with it. Next to that stuff is a cup of water. You always gotta stay hydrated. And beside that is my blue snowball. It's covering a bit of the screen, but when I'm not using it, I just put it behind that one. Moving along, my speakers are a basic Logitech X540 5.1 system, but I only use the left and right and the center channel, which is located above the screen. My keyboard is a Razer Lycosa Mirror Edition. My mouse is also by Razer, it's a Death Adder, and you can also see my Logitech remote for my speaker system, as well as my crappy mousepad. If you guys have any suggestions on a better mousepad that will go with my Death Adder, please let me know in the comments. Moving along to my backup computer, it's an old Apple iBook G4 from 2005, I believe, so yeah, it's pretty old. But there's nothing wrong with it. I use it mainly if my main computer is doing some heavy tasks and I want to watch a movie or still browse the internet. Behind that is an old date keeper I've had forever, as well as a lamp from Costco. It's the Otlite Tulip, and it's beside my modem and router. Onto my screens. Right now it's spanning 3 monitors on landscape extended mode. My first screen is an HP W2207H 16:10 ratio monitor. It's my oldest screen. Next one is my EW2420 16:9 1080p monitor. It's a VA panel, so it has really good contrast, and above it is my center channel, as well as my webcam and my mascot, the Lila Tiger, which my sister gave to me when I was a wee little one. And lastly is my BenQ XL 2410T 120Hz 3D ready gaming monitor, which is what I use for my games, obviously. Onto my rig. I built it at the end of 2010, so it's nothing groundbreaking, but it works great with all my design applications, which is mainly the Adobe Creative Suite, and it also plays all the games I play, which is mainly Call of Duty and StarCraft 2 with a bit of Battlefield, at an acceptable frame rate that doesn't hinder me from killing my enemies. It's an Intel Core i7-930 Bloomfield CPU with a Sapphire Radeon 5770 and 6 gigabytes of RAM, and it also has a Sound Blaster titanium sound card, an Intel SSD, and 1 terabyte Western Digital Caviar Black drive. And lastly, the case itself is a NZXT Lexa S. So a lot of desk tours tend to show what's in the drawers, so I guess I'll do that too, even though I find that kind of boring. So in the first drawer, you will see a bunch of HDMI cables, some documents, Fast and the Furious movie, a mouse pad, calculator, some Popeyes bucks, gift card, batteries, headphones, pens, pencils, SD card reader, USB drive, my old Nokia E71, still going strong as you can see. I use it to navigate sometimes, as well as a micro USB cable. In the second drawer you will see a bunch of magazines, Jennifer Love Hewitt, Maxim, Sharp, Audi, Azure, just some of my interests, hot chicks, fashion, gadgets, cars, architecture, and a photography magazine. And there is also an AR drone manual, a random CD, and some referral forms for the gym that I go to, as well as I think that was a ticket to some concert. And the next drawer, blank media, CDs, DVDs, my Sony Xperia box, some batteries, and 16 gigabyte micro SD card, some nunchucks, because I tend to nunchuck sometimes. Next drawer is my headphone collection. I will get into further detail later. First thing was my Sony XB500s, my Sennheiser HD558s, those are my Dunu Aries, my Beats Tours, my Klipsch S4Is, and that is it. Last drawer is a bunch of got-to-be glued hair products. These guys should pay me for all the advertising I do for them on a daily basis. And yes, I actually do use all that stuff. Now on to what I truly believe is the most important component in any work or gaming setup, which is the chair. To anyone who spends long hours at their desk, using a subpar chair leads to all sorts of orthopedic problems down the road, such as back pain, fatigue, and poor posture. That being said, I got the Herman Miller Aeron chair, which is widely regarded as one of the most ergonomic office chairs. You do pay a premium price, but I think it more than pays itself off in the health of your body, your productivity, and the fact that it will last a lot longer than your average chair. And in case you were wondering about the conspicuous brown bench underneath my tables, it's actually just an old piano bench from my old setup. I haven't figured out what to do with it yet, but it does open up for some extra storage. And on top is just my DVD collection of various school documents. And behind that I just have a few boxes of protein bars, just in case, for example, if I'm on a tight schedule for work or something and I need to keep up my calorie levels, this will help me out. Each bar is like 300 calories and 23 grams of protein. I try to eat every 2 hours, so this is good if I don't have time to make myself food. Alright, so onto my audio gear. We'll go in the order that I got each headphone or earphone. The first ones I got were my Klipsch S4Is in white. Next up are my Sennheiser HD558 audiophile grade headphones. And then were my Monster Beats by Dr. Dre Tour in-ears, followed by my Sony XB500 extra bass headphones. Next up are my Dunu DN11 Aries Bounce Armature earphones. And then lastly, we have my Reed & Heath Acoustics CA200 portable headphones. Lastly, onto the camera gear that I use to film all my YouTube videos. I'm using my Sony Ericsson Xperia Arc right now to film this, because obviously I can't use my main camera shown here. It's the Sony A33 SLT DSLR. That's an attached kit lens, the 18-55. Above it was a camera light, used mainly for illuminating videos. The tripod is a Manfrotto 7301YB. This is a Rode video mic that I use for my audio. It's attached to a Joby GorillaPod SLR zoom. Underneath that is the Rode VC1 cable. This big lens is a Sony 55-200 telephoto. And lastly, my third lens is a Sony 50mm f1.8 prime lens. This mini tripod is for a mobile phone, so when I want a steady shot with my Xperia. Here are my accessories: batteries, a charger, a filter, which I barely use, and a remote trigger. This is my Manfrotto tripod case, and last of all is my Swiss Gear DSLR sling pack. So as promised, here are some old pics of what my setup used to look like before I fully renovated my workspace with new desks, paint job, and computer hardware. As you can see, everyone starts somewhere with humble beginnings, and in my case, very messy and humble beginnings. So I hope you guys enjoyed my full setup tour. If you enjoyed this video, please help me out and rate, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And until next time, YouTube, peace!